Good morning. Good morning. Yesterday we ended the day talking about violations, and I think you told the jury what a pumpkin head was. Do you remember that? Yeah. Is a pumpkin head a violation that's worse than a regular violation? Yeah. What would you have to do in order to receive a pumpkin head sort of violation as opposed to a regular violation, which I think you described yesterday as 15 seconds or 30 seconds or something? I'm not sure, to be honest. Something serious. Something serious? Yeah. Have you ever received a violation? One. You said one? Yeah. When did you receive a violation? This was last year. What was the violation for? Fighting somebody's family member in jail, and they claim I was merching on guys I didn't know. Judge, I apologize for interrupting. We can't hear back here. Right. Okay, sir. Please just try to keep your voice up and speak into the microphone. Did you say fighting someone in jail and merching on guys you didn't know? Yeah. What does it mean when you say merching on guys you didn't know? Swear. Putting it on somebody, like swearing on somebody. Why would you be swearing on someone? I guess to let somebody know you're telling the truth about whatever. And why would it be a violation to merch on guys you don't know? Shit, I guess because you don't know them. So what you merching on them for if you don't know them? Are we talking about dead people? Yeah. Are we talking about dead O-Block people? Yeah. So is it fair to say you're talking about swearing on dead O-Block people who might be important that you didn't know? I'm sorry? Is it fair to say we're talking about swearing on dead people from O-Block that might be important people? Yeah. How was the violation, the one that you got last year, brought to your attention? I had came over there and they had pulled me to the side and told me what was going on. When you say over there, what are you talking about? Parkway. So you're in Parkway last year. Some people pulled you to the side and they tell you what's going on. Do you remember who was there? I mean, it was a lot of people. Was it usually a lot of people around when yeah. About how many people? More than 10 or 15 for sure. I don't know exactly, but more than 10 or 15. And what happened next after they pulled you to the side and told you what was going on? I just got violated. It wasn't too much. Just a punch in my jaw and that was it. You said a punch in your jaw? Yeah. Did you agree with the violation? No. Is there any way, so last year or just in general, someone presents to you a violation? Do you get to appeal it? Can you go to someone else and say, I don't agree with this? Shit. You could, but what's that gonna do? When you are being brought up on a violation, so like the one that happened last year, it is usually like a higher ranking person, or can anybody bring someone up on a violation? More than likely higher ranking person. Was it a higher ranking person who brought you up on a violation last year? Yeah. Who was it? E-Dog. Judge, I'm sorry. We're having a hard time hearing the witness. Maybe if he faced a little more towards the front, we could understand better. Sir, please, do you just speak into the microphone? And I know I've reminded of this a couple of times. I may just jump in and do that if I'm hearing it, but it's becoming difficult to hear. We do need for everyone to be able to hear, so please do try to keep your voice up. Judge, I did discover that at least on this side, if we hear the headphones, we can hear him. Okay, thanks. Maybe turn on the witness monitor? Yes. And may we actually publish? I'm showing the witness something that's admitted in evidence. Yes. Mr. Sloan, I'm showing you what we admitted in evidence yesterday as Government Exhibit 547. Do you see that in front of you? Yes. Is this the person who brought you up on the violation? Yeah. Thank you, Judge. We can unpublish. Okay. Mr. Sloan, what is the worst violation a member of O-Block can receive? Pumpkinhead. Yesterday you mentioned, just kind of coming back to why people get violated. You mentioned not paying dues as a reason someone can get a violation. Is that right? Yeah. Did you have to pay dues to be a part of O-Block? Yeah. When did you start paying dues? I'm not sure. Was it, I don't know, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? It was a long time ago. You said a long time ago? Yeah. Have you been paying dues for a long time? Yeah. How much were dues? Just really like, 20, 50, $20 or $50? Yeah. How often did you have to pay dues? Monthly. You said monthly? Yeah. Yesterday, Mr. Sloan, we talked about meetings. When was the first time you went to a meeting? About 2015? A long time ago. It was like 2015, 2016. Okay. I'm not exactly sure. Mr. Sloan, what is a goofy? A who? A goofy. A lame. You said a lame? Yeah. And if we're just putting this in plain... I'm sorry, can I just ask you again, sir, to please keep your voice up? And so you can just repeat that last answer? I said a lame. L-A-M-E? A lame? Yeah. And if we're just putting that in plain English for the jury, what does it mean when someone's, in terms of in O-Block, if someone's a goofy or a lame? I mean, if you're a lame, I'm trying to figure how to put it. I mean, you a goofy. Like nobody respects you. I don't know how to explain it for real. You say nobody respects you? Yeah. In O-Block, were you a goofy once upon a time? Yeah. Did you do something to change that? Yeah. What did you do? Slide. You said slide? Yes. And when was that? 2014, 15? Can you tell us what happened? We got word that they was outside and we walked over there, started shooting. Who was they? The ops. Which ops in particular? STL. So you went over to STL and you started shooting? Yeah. In about 2014 or 2015? Yeah. Did you go by yourself? No. Who did you go with? A few of my friends that was in my crowd. Other O-Block members? Yeah. Why did you go do that? I guess, I wanted a name. Said you wanted to hang? A name. Oh, a name. Did you hit anybody? No. Tell me in your words, just so I understand. I know you said you went and you slid on STL. What did you do when you went over there? Shot at them. Shot at people who were outside? Yeah. What did you do when you got back to Parkway? Shit, went in the house. Did you tell people what you just did? Yeah. How many people did you tell? Like, a couple, like 2 people, and they told people that told people? Other O-Block members? Yeah. Was the first time you were invited to a meeting before you went and slid on STL, or after you went and slid on STL? After. Did people in O-Block treat you differently after you went and slid on STL? Yeah. In what way? I guess I was respected. If you're a goofy in O-Block, is there a way to change that in a way that you just did, or the way that you did in 2014 or 2015? Objection, Judge. Calls for speculation. Overruled. You may answer. Yeah. In what way is that? Slide. Shoot at a op. Kill a op. Do you have to be a shooter in order? Let's say you go on a mission. You go slide. Do you have to be a shooter in order to no longer be a goofy? No. In what way can you go slide on the ops and change your status from being a goofy to respected even if you're not a shooter? Just being a driver or whatever. You said being there or driving or whatever? Yeah. I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt. Drive it? Driving. Thank you. Sir, I'm sorry, but please do try to keep your voice up. Thank you. Mr. Sloan, I'm going to ask you some questions now. Changing gears a little bit. About back in the day when you were a younger O-Block member. So 2011, 2012, 2013. Did you personally have guns when you were a younger O-Block member? Not for real, no. When was the first time you had a gun as an O-Block member? Oh, I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Would it have been before that incident you just told us about, going over to STL? Yeah. So in at least 2014 or 2015, maybe earlier? Yeah, maybe earlier. How did you get the guns when you were a younger O-Block member? Family, friends, older guys? When you say older guys, are we talking about older O-Block members? Objection, leading. I can rephrase the question. Okay. What did you mean when you say older guys? Older guys in the neighborhood. Parkway? Yeah. Were you given guns from older members with any specific instructions? Yeah. And what were those instructions? Go slide. Meaning go shoot at ops? Yeah. Have you ever been present when an older member would tell a younger member to go shoot at the ops? Yeah. Objection. Judge, can we have a sidebar, please? So, Mr. Sloan, let me ask you the question again. Have you ever been present when an older member told younger members to go shoot at the ops? Yes. And how many times have you been present when an older member told younger members to go shoot at the op? A couple. About when was the first time that you were present and something like that happened? A long time ago. Long time ago, like around the same time, 2014, around that same time. When was, again, we're talking about when you're young or when you were younger. When would you say was the last time when you were younger and you saw something like that or heard something like that happened? I don't understand. Yeah, I'm just asking you. So you said the first time might have been 2014, around the same time? Right. I'm just asking you when the most recent time was. Probably 2 years ago. So, 2021? Yeah. And you said a couple? Are we talking about 2, or are we talking about a number longer, more than that? Probably a little more than that. 5, 10, less. About how many people were around the first time you heard someone say, hey, go shoot at the ops? An older member telling a younger member. It's always a lot of people around. Other people who you would consider to be members of O-Block? Objection leading. Overruled. You may answer. Yeah. How about a couple of years ago when you were around and you heard that? Who were the people who were around? O-Block members. Coming back, I'm going to ask a similar question, but slightly different. And again, right now I'm talking about when you were younger. Has an older member ever said to you that the ops are around? Yeah. About how many times has an older member said to you the ops are around? A few. About when was the first time an older member said to you ops are around when you were younger? Shit, wait, I'm sorry. You said what? Yeah, when was the first time that happened? Around that time, 14. Who else was present when something like that happened, or when that happened? I'm sorry? Who else was around? Other O-Block members. Judge, I'm going to object to the other O-Block members. Sidebar? Yes. So, Mr. Sloan, we were talking about when you were a younger O-Block member. And I think you had told us that you had heard an older member say more than once to you that the ops were around. And I think I was asking you, when was the first time you heard that? Do you remember that? Yeah. I'm sorry if you answered that already, but when was the first time you heard that? About 2014, about 14. When would you say was the last time or most recent time you heard that? About 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yeah. So coming back to the first time then, where were you? Like, were you in an apartment? Were you outside? Were you in Parkway Gardens? Yes, outside. In Parkway? Yeah. About how many people were around? About more than 10, less than, like 25. I don't know, more than 10. Okay, how about this most recent time? Where were you? Are you inside, outside, in Parkway, somewhere else? Outside. In Parkway? Yeah. About how many people were around? About the same amount. About how many times over the course of you being a member of O-Block? So just kind of anchoring us back 2014 or 15 being the earliest, 2 years ago being the latest. So in between then, about how many times would you say you've heard somebody say, an O-Block member to an other O-Block member, the ops are around? Only a few. I was in jail a lot. Okay. And what, if anything, would you do in response to hearing the ops are around? Go over there. Go over where? On a block. The opposition block? Yeah. I want to change gears a little bit. I know you told us a couple of minutes ago that you got violated last year. And a couple of years ago, you heard people say some things to other O-Block members. When was the last time you were in Parkway Gardens? Last year. And when last year? Summertime, about June, July maybe? Were you in Parkway Gardens in 2020 before you got arrested? Yeah. And how often were you in Parkway Gardens in 2020 before you got arrested? Shit, every day. Were you in Parkway Gardens in 2021 after you got out and before you got arrested again? Yeah. How often were you in Parkway Gardens in 2021 during that period of time? Not often, because I was on house arrest around that time. So, just once a week, once every other week, once a month, probably once or twice a week. I had 2 movement days, so I wasn't going over there all the time. Has anything changed? So I know you said you were there every day in 2020 before you got arrested in about May and, once or twice a week in 2021. During those periods of time, 2020 and 2021, anything changed from the way it was in 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 in terms of people giving members guns with specific instructions or instructing people that the ops were around? Objection. Compound question. I'm sorry, can you just react? Was anything different when you were over there in 2020 and 2021? No. Pretty much the same? Yeah. Is everyone who lives in Parkway Gardens a part of O-Block? No. Can anyone who... Your Honor, can we go on a sidebar for a minute? Sure.